Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a love message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Wow. So the first message that we have is liquid courage. And I'm getting the words, be careful what you ask for. I'm picking up on a divine feminine who has been manifesting truth, okay? But this is a truth around a very, very isolated situation. I'm also getting that you are about to receive exactly what you asked for, but it's coming to you with no filter. So this may look like your person talking to you in the same way that they talk about you. And this may catch you completely off guard because even though you're putting out this intention to receive this truth, you're going to catch your person at a very, very vulnerable moment. Anytime this card comes out, it speaks to someone who's about to unintentionally expose themselves. You're going to catch them at a very, very vulnerable moment or at a really, really vulnerable time. And they're going to have no filter, okay? They may even overshare when it comes to this isolated topic or this very, very specific thing that you're calling in truth around. And the way this energy is coming in, Divine Feminine, I'm getting very clearly, this is going to shock you. You have never heard your person speak to you or speak about you in a very, very raw, real, and unfiltered way. But this is the energy that you have been manifesting. It's almost as if you've reached this place in your connection or in your journey where you want brutal honesty, okay? And not necessarily brutal in a negative way, but you want to actually hear what's going on inside your person's mind and their heart, specifically when it comes to you. So it almost feels like even though this masculine is going to unintentionally reveal something about themselves or expose themselves, the way that your energy is coming through, this feels kind of calculated. It feels intentional. It feels like you put out a very, very specific request when it comes to your person or when it comes to your relationship. And the fact that they don't have control over what they're about to say to you, that's very, very telling. Almost as if your person had the opportunity or if you were to ask them while they were in a different state or under different circumstances, they wouldn't be this blunt or they wouldn't be as forthcoming. So them being in this altered state is very, very significant. It's almost as if their ego is going to diminish and you're going to get more of their heart and their soul. They're going to put words to something that maybe you've been waiting to hear for a very, very long time. Maybe it provides you some type of comfort, some type of confirmation. But what's really, really sticking out to me here is the fact that your person is only willing to offer you this truth in this altered state or while they're in this place where they have this liquid courage. There is such a deeper reason why this message needs to come to you completely unfiltered. Because it almost feels like otherwise it would be packaged in a certain way. Certain very, very key details may be left out. Your person may gloss over certain issues or certain things that are really, really important to you or that you require a level of depth around. There's just something really, really significant about them having liquid courage or about this truth coming to life in such a vulnerable moment, okay? Let's get the next message here. Confirmation. The next message that we have is, you have no idea what I'm hiding. I feel like the energy around this moment has been building for some time now, okay? This masculine has been sitting on something heavy. This feels like something that has been buried deep. And they've been strategic about this, okay? So this explains why this truth is going to come out in such a way. Because I'm getting very clearly that while your masculine may be very, very honest with other people in their lives, I'm getting that they lied to you, Divine Feminine. And it's not for the reason that you may think. There's a reason why your person presents themselves in a specific way. There's a reason why your person communicates with you in a specific way. And all of this is about to come to the light. So I don't know what type of manifestation you did. I don't know what type of intention that you set. But every single thing that your person has been hiding around a specific topic, around you, around your connection, it's going to be set up in a way where God allows this person to be the one to tell you the truth. So with this card here, you have no idea what I'm hiding. I feel like this is tapping more so into the weight of this, okay? This is something heavy. This is something that you may have been feeling for a very, very long time, Divine Feminine, but they've never been able to put words to it. It feels like you are the type of feminine who is very, very observant. You sit back, you watch your person, you listen to your person, almost like you're trying to connect the dots on how they feel about you, on where they are. You are really, really trying to read into your person's inner world. And there's been like this battle between their ego and their higher self. And at this current state of your connection, their ego is losing the battle. Their ego is dissolving. So it's almost as if it has to be set up in this way, because if it wasn't, your person would still present either these half-truths to you, or you would be the person that they lie to. And the way this energy is coming through, it's almost like this masculine views the way that they communicate with you as a form of protection. So going back to that statement, your person is very honest with everyone else in their life, but they may lie to you, Divine Feminine. This can manifest in many, many different ways. For some of you, they're not just looking you in your eyes and blatantly being untruthful to you. This can manifest as them omitting the truth. This can manifest as them avoiding very heavy topics or very heavy conversations. Something about this masculine's energy just feels very, very avoidant. It's almost as if you've reached a space where you feel like whatever it is that your person is presenting to you, they're only scratching the surface. So I find it very interesting that not only are a lot of truths about to come to the light, but the way that God is orchestrating this, your person is going to be the one to expose themselves. So this may manifest in a very, very interesting way, because I keep getting this energy of them talking to you in the same way that they talk about you. Completely no filter. So for some of you, you may overhear a conversation and it may completely shock you. For others of you, you're going to hear this person say it directly and you're still going to be just as shocked, okay? But the energy is very clear. You have no idea what this masculine is hiding. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is power tripping. Wow. If you're resonating with the reading so far, you may not be aware of this, Divine Feminine, but you are in a very, very particular dynamic. I'm picking up on an avoidant and empath dynamic. Your masculine being the avoidant and you being the empath, which is very, very telling because this person is a complete control freak. You are in connection with a masculine who wants to control every single aspect of your connection. But what's very, very important to them is the way that you see them. So not only is this truth or this, whatever it is that they're about to expose to you, going to completely shock you, when they come to, when the energy balances out, when they're no longer in this vulnerable state, it's also going to shock them. And not necessarily because of what it is that they tell you, but because they're instantly going to feel a little bit of their power diminish. Anytime this energy comes through, I know that I'm tapping into a masculine that always gets what they want, or they're very, very used to playing a very specific role in a connection. They are the avoidant. They are the person who may lean back in the connection. They may go hot and cold. And in this type of dynamic, they always expect you, Divine Feminine, being the empath, to fill the space in some way. They lean back, you lean forward. They get quiet, you get louder. This is a very, very specific dynamic. And in order for it to be upheld, both you and your masculine have to play your respective roles. But there's definitely about to be a shift, because this truth that your person has put a lot of time, effort, and energy into burying is about to be unveiled. And it's deeply, deeply tied to this avoidant and this empath dynamic here. So it almost feels like this is not only going to expose what's really been happening behind the scenes with you and this person, Divine Feminine, it's going to expose how your person truly, truly feels about you. The things that this masculine says behind your back, the inner workings of their mind and their emotions. It's almost like their complete inner world is going to be on display. And all of this is happening because you manifested some type of truth without even knowing that this truth was going to shift your dynamic completely. So it's almost like this person is going from always getting what they want, being this control freak, sitting in a very, very specific role or spot in your connection, to them being put in a position where they're the ones who are going to be unearthing very, very deep truths, or exposing themselves, exposing their heart, exposing what's really, really deep inside of their heart space when it comes to you. So you will definitely know that this is your person if you feel like you're in this type of dynamic, if you have played this very empathic role, you have opened up your heart to this masculine, you have been very patient with them, you have really been the anchor or the glue that's been holding this connection together from day one. And going back to that energy in the very beginning of be careful what you wish for or be careful what you ask for, it feels like you're about to find out exactly why your person is power tripping, why they have been a control freak, why this masculine feels like they have to control every single little aspect of this connection. And you're going to be shocked at the reason, okay? Because anyone who's in this energy where they have to control or they have to force or overexert their energy in any way, they are hiding something, okay? Hiding something very, very deep. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is, you are my safe space. Yeah. When this masculine speaks to you, or when you have this conversation, their ego is going to be totally dissolved. And I'm getting a lot of energy with this card here. I'm also getting, Divine Feminine, that everything that this masculine is going to say to you is going to resonate with you on such a soul level, simply because of your empathic nature. Because being in this type of dynamic, you being heavily empathic and your person being very avoidant, This is a very, very tricky dynamic. On one hand, you are the first and maybe the only person that your person feels 100% safe with. But you holding such weight in this connection, that's a double edged sword. Because while closeness and intimacy and honesty and all of these layers that build a healthy foundational relationship, this may be a strong suit for you, Divine Feminine, but it's not for your person. What you run towards are the very same things that your person pull back from and avoid. So, unfortunately, what feels natural for your person in this type of dynamic is for them to be in control. It's for them to decide how much they want to share with you, how much they want to give you, when they want to pull back. Something about their energy can feel very, very calculated in this way, which may be extremely frustrating to you. But if you're resonating with this message so far, your person's higher self is coming through to share something with you that their ego would never offer you. And that truth is that they are in uncharted territory in this connection with you. And this may not be for everyone, but I'm getting for some of you, this could also be a same sex connection. You could be the very first person that this masculine energy has opened up to physically or emotionally. So although this may present to you as your person having a power trip of them being a control freak, it's really under the guise of something deeper. Your person is having a mental battle every single day of deciding how safe you are, of deciding how much they should show you, how far they should go with you. And I don't really feel like you're giving them a reason to hold back from you because, again, you have a very, very open aura or a very, very open energy, which may also make this dynamic a little bit easier for this masculine to navigate because they view you as a safe space. And what I know to be true is that when you are a safe space, people feel very, very comfortable to show you sides of themselves that they would never show anyone else. And it's often their darker side or their shadow side. So with this card here, you are my safe space. You haven't given them any reason to show up in a connection in an avoidant way. This is just their mental process. This is just how your person is wired. So this is going deep into their history. This is going into their past. For some of you, you're dealing with a masculine energy that's been deeply hurt or deeply betrayed, or they've never been in a position where they can be honest about who they are, about what they want to experience. They've been hiding, they've been wearing a mask. And up until this point, it's been working for them. There was this energy coming through of, I always get what I want. So you will definitely know that this message is for you if from the very, very beginning, you've always felt like you had to wear two hats with this person. Because there's definitely this energy of this type of dynamic just being like a double-edged sword. You being the safe space, you being the energy in their life that they view as a soft landing, but also you making your person feel so vulnerable that they go into this role of being the control freak. They begin to power trip in your connection. They begin to feel as if they're in this position where they can control how much you see and how much you penetrate their heart space. And all of this is about to come out. So even though the weight of this feels very heavy, it feels like something that has been strategically buried. Only a soul as empathic as yours could handle a truth of this magnitude. And I feel like this is why it's going to be orchestrated in this way. Because whether your person has ever admitted this to you or not, they feel like you're the only person that can handle their vulnerability. So they may go into a lot of things. This may not even only touch on your connection. They may go into their past. They may go into maybe past connections. For some of you that may be in a same-sex dynamic, this may be even more intense because you could be the one person that opened up this masculine to a completely different world. So them power tripping with you or playing into this hot and cold dynamic is less about ego and control and more about vulnerability. Okay? Wow. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is Kundalini activation. Divine Feminine, what's going to be even more shocking to you when this truth comes to the light is how you respond to your person. You're going to respond to this masculine in the only way that an empathic soul knows how to respond, by being patient, by being understanding, by not judging this person. And I feel like this is why they're about to unearth a truth that's so heavy. And that truth is that you have really had the power all along. You have a psychological hold on this masculine that no one else has been able to access. And they may absolutely hate to admit this. This is why they have to do it in such a way, because you have their mind, their body, and their soul. Even if you've never physically been intimate with this person, even if your connection is purely energetic, you have a psychological hold on this masculine because you activated their Kundalini energy. Okay? Your person is going through a Kundalini awakening. And for the masculine, this is very, very intense. They're digging into stuff that they have never touched simply by being in connection with you. So you really have no idea what you did by manifesting this truth or by setting an intention for truth around your connection. Because what you did essentially is you called your person's soul to the forefront and you put their ego on the back burner. This is your power as the feminine in this dynamic, okay? So your person may be realizing the role that they played. I feel like God is shining light on this dynamic for a very, very specific reason. A lot of times in these dynamics, the person who is more empathic, the person who is more understanding, who is more patient, who approaches conflict in a non-judgmental way, you begin to feel like the doormat in the connection. You begin to feel like you are carrying so much emotionally. And in turn, it allows your person to move freely. It allows them to assume power in such an egoic way because they begin to believe that they are in the position of power. But the truth is about to be revealed that you have actually been holding the power the entire time because you've been the one who's been moving in authenticity. There's something very, very beautiful about a soul who actually has the capacity to love, who has the capacity to look at their partner, see their light side, see their dark side, and still hold space for that. Not only is that powerful, but it is rare. So when your person says, "You are my safe space," there's something so much deeper at play here. It feels like you're no longer in this place where you are coddling this masculine's ego. So you could have withdrawn your energy in some way, Divine Feminine. Maybe you're also working on your Kundalini energy. Maybe you're also healing your chakra system or your nervous system. And the more that you do this, the more that your person understands that they were only sitting in this position because you allowed them to. You could have switched the energy of your dynamic a very, very long time ago because you're living in your authenticity. You're living in your truth. And you were doing this while also holding space for your person or allowing them to come into a deeper truth about themselves. Whoever you are extremely powerful. So don't allow this masculine, or don't allow this dynamic, or you being a very empathic soul, to change you, to make you view yourself in a lesser light. Because the way this energy is coming through, you are the glue that's been holding this connection together from day one. And you may be at this place where you're establishing deeper boundaries, you're practicing a healthy level of detachment. You recognize your power by understanding that if you want truth, you can just call for truth. And the universe will respond to you, and God will respond to you. This is what this energy is embodying. And I feel like this is what your masculine may realize as well. They're involuntarily going to offer you a truth that has been buried for a very, very long time. And it's the truth about you. It's all the secret conversations that they've been having. It's how they really feel about you, how vulnerable you make them feel, how much they want to give you, how much they wish they can open up to you and share with you. They're going to talk to you with no filter, okay? They're going to talk to you the same way that they talk about you, in confidence. But this is definitely a confirmation that the type of dynamic that you have, it's way more intricate than you may think, Divine Feminine. This is not something normal. When you activate the Kundalini energy of another soul, there is a link, there is a bond that is completely unbreakable. And you can only have access to a soul in that way if that is someone who is absolutely supposed to be in your life. So all of these things that are about to come to light about you are things that your masculine has always known. They have always discussed behind the scenes, with people that they're close to, but they've never had the guts to tell you. But now everything is definitely about to come out, okay? Let's get the last message here. The last message that we have is, I underestimated your energy. This is a huge confirmation for you, Divine Feminine, of who you are, of what you represent, of the role that you play in this connection. This may be even spilling over into your personal life, or maybe other dynamics and connections that you have. I feel like a lot of people underestimate your energy. Because you are empathic, because you are someone who lives life in the 5D, you see people differently. You're not really impressed by physicality. You are someone who engages with people soul to soul. And a lot of times your energy, what you possess, your power is underestimated. People may see that as weakness. But what this masculine is learning, and what other people in your life may be learning at this time, is that you're actually the power. You're actually the glue to a lot of your connections, simply because you have the capacity. A lot of people are running around power tripping and leading with their ego under the guise that they are in power. But that's not true power. True power comes with character development. It comes with emotional intelligence. It comes with a level of tact. And it's a level of energy that you can only attain once you go through an ego death. So this is also what your person means when they say, you are my safe space. They're essentially telling you that it's safe for my ego to die around you, or in your hands, or under your watch. That is so powerful. But your person is at this place where they're realizing they severely underestimated your energy. What they saw as weakness, or what they saw as a person who gave them the time, the space, and the opportunity to develop, to find themselves, to maybe find the words to communicate, they realize that you are the safest person in their life right now. And that they made you question yourself way more than usual. They made you wonder what they represented. They made you wonder what this connection meant to you spiritually, what was going to happen next. I mean, I'm picking up on a dynamic that may very well be emotionally exhausting to you, Divine Feminine. The hot and cold, the up and down moments after the intimacy or after your person opens up and shares something with you. It's almost like this person left you feeling unsure of what you were experiencing together. You know, like you left every single situation with a completely different POV. They're realizing what they did to your heart space, Divine Feminine. So this is huge. And again, it has to come to you in this way because they may absolutely hate to admit this, but you have a psychological hold on this masculine. They know that they have more work to do. They know that your time is not over. But on an even deeper level, they know that the role that they've been playing in your connection was merely for their comfort. It wasn't because they were more powerful or because they were appointed, this position of control. It was because they were showing up with their ego and you were showing up with your heart. Point blank, period. And they underestimated your energy. So there's definitely a huge confession coming your way, and you're no longer going to have to guess how your person feels about you because they're going to be the ones to tell you this from their own mouth. It feels like God is going to see to it that it unfolds in that way. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to head over to Patreon to continue the reading. If you would like to join us over there, you can find the link in the description box below, as well as in that very first pinned comment. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.